Alrighty, howdy neighbors, and welcome back to Sepia Tears. Last time we went to Lillian's house, and she revealed some things to us. And Myra snuck in to our window. And I have decided, after several minutes of thinking, to be an idiot. Might end up regretting this, but at least you came all this way. I guess we can go somewhere. Really? Thanks. You're the best, big bro. Don't say that. Myra jumps in the window and lands on me, knocking me back onto my bed. Oh, what was that for? Something right up there. I would joke about your daydreaming habit, but this is a bit much. That's not good. See what you made me do. Gotta muffle my voice. But I can't keep talking here for long. Not my fault. If you like to wake up early and talk to yourself. Even when it's clear that no one else is in the room. Glare. Just stay quiet and it should be fine. I'm fine, as long as you promise to come with me. I reluctantly gets up and reaches your perch on the windowsill. Turn around, need to change, don't I? Aw. You're awfully shy for a guy, aren't you? What does that even mean? Makes sure it's red hot, but of either embarrassment or anger. Don't turn around right now. I'll never forget to lock my window again. Alright, I'll do it. It'll take too long to scold out here. Then I was to say it's your fault for not using the front door. I hold my tongue and reach for my school uniform. You done yet? One of your neighbors saw me. Get out of the window. But you're... Close your eyes. I don't know, just don't attract any attention. Okay, there's footprints on the stairs. Crap, let's go. Hang on, there's an arch jumping through windows. Don't ask. This trick goes like this. Careful. Boy shoots through the open window as Myra hurriedly climbs out. No worries, just a one-story. There's a railing to land on. Not what it's meant for. Oh, just try it, it's fun. Fun? Well, jumping from bedroom window fun? Not much of a choice. Here goes. Her foot catches on a hard surface of the railing. A fair amount of force, but it isn't enough to hurt me. With my remaining strength, I propel myself to the side and land on the ground with both feet. That actually wasn't so bad. See, I told you it'd be fun. It's only fun until you break your leg. I've been doing it for years, I still haven't broken anything. Wait, you've been doing this for years? I knew she was a stalker. Time to chat, we're off. Right up. I grabs my arm and pulls me into the unknown. I get the feeling I'm going to be late for school. You'd think I would complain about the weather. It isn't bad today. I really was like this yesterday when we were traveling to Lillian's place. Lillian. Shoot. I'm supposed to think about her. Focus, focus. Mark, something the matter? Oh no, I was just thinking about something pointless. More importantly, what are we doing here? Myra's sitting comfortably at my side like an old friend. I found myself in front of the city park. Except it's the middle of winter. Who goes to a park in winter? Hi, I go by games. It's a playground, can't you see? I know it's a playground. I'm asking why we're here. Because there's nowhere else to go, I guess. Fair enough. Pretty stupid school and jumping out windows. Why not spend the morning near a snow-covered playground? Hey, if it works, it works. Myra pushes the snow off a bench and directs me to sit down. Wait right here. There's a convenience store nearby. I think it's just something to drink. You sure? I wouldn't mind going with you. Nope, it's alright. I know the owner. That isn't much of a reason, but okay. She's gonna steal it. I'll be back in a moment, alright? Oh, well... I sigh a resigned sigh and take a deep breath of the crisp air. I gotta admit, Park sure looks nice covered in all the snow. It's almost already time for the holidays. Christmas, huh? I think Rin will be with Lucas and some of their other friends. If I wanted to do something I could. But do what? Think about it idly for a moment. She sits beside me, and her hands are linked. I hardly feel anything through the gloves and mittens. It's an idle daydream, I know, but it feels real. More real in my head than in reality, anyway. Turn to her, our pounding hand. What? I'm back! Laughing to my senses about Myra running back with a pair of juice boxes in her hand. Juice boxes? We went through all the trouble to buy juice. Hey, you know what? Good for her. Here, take one. Don't take it the wrong way, but this is the best you came up with. I was kidding. But she looks like she's seriously offended. But juice is good. Juice is good. I do enjoy a good apple juice. Far and few between. Some apple juices are a lot of sugar. Most apple juice is good though. It's tasty, healthy, and refreshes the body and mind. I can give it a shot. Pull the straw out of the container, piece of the foil coating, and sip. Oh, those ones are gross. Those apple juices are gross. Peach. Yep, it's my favorite. It's strong. Yep, it's highly concentrated peach juice, filled with as much pulp as physically possible. Incredible, isn't it? Why do I talk to you? Because you can't resist. God damn it. So pulpy. Seriously. I used to love these when I was a kid. Were you possessed by the devil when you were a kid? You don't have much faith in my taste buds, do you? Not at the moment, no. On the park bench on a school morning in the middle of winter, talking idly about meaningless things without a trace of awkwardness in the air. If I didn't know better, I'd say we're childhood friends. What were you like as a kid, Myra? Me? Try to think of a way to avoid the question. Kinda. Well, at least she's honest. Right then, I won't bother asking about your past. It's obviously something you don't want to talk about. That's suspiciously kind of you. I'll get used to it. I'm just not in the mood right now. We've already spent our morning here instead of doing what we should do. We might as well make it count, right? Where it finishes, the thick mass of pulp she calls juice. That was a disgusting sentence. Let's take a sip of it. You know, I think I like you, Mark. Any guy who can warm up to a stranger after only a couple of days has to be a good person. Or a killer. You should just compliment me. Well, he would also have to be naive and careless, and probably disloyal too. You are a horrible person. Why, thank you. I swear this girl is. I think it's something along the lines of, this girl might be weird, but she's actually kind of nice, now that I'm talking to her, right? Nah, definitely not. Spot on. Well then, what were you thinking about? I was just thinking about how you're surprisingly good at making conversation, even when you barely know someone. Oh, really? I never used to be good at this stuff before. She abruptly stops, the last puff of condensation disappearing into the sky. I mean, having trouble? You're a strange guy. Do you hate me? What's that supposed to mean? Are you serious? No, of course not. You never hate someone like me, right? Sorry about that. I'm being weird. I'm usually not weird. Are you sure? I've played this game several times. Are you sure? You could have fooled me. You know what I mean. Anyway, let's change the subject. We have nothing to talk about, remember? That's not true. We can talk about you. Me? Makes you think there's anything interesting about me. You'd be surprised. There's only one way to know for certain, right? So let's start. You want an autobiography? Not exactly. There's something simple like, What stuff do you do at school? Well, nothing right now, seeing as how I'm skipping for the first time this term thanks to someone. You don't have to be here if you don't want to be. You know what I mean. I don't know, school's normal for us. Show up, attend class, do homework, write tests, and eventually arrive at the summer holidays. That's it? Pretty much. And what are you studying? Do you have any particular aspirations? No, not really. I'm not an aspiration kind of guy. Maybe tough for you in the future then. Straight to the point, I see. To be honest, I think I respect the fact that you're not looking for too much out of life. You just called me a simpleton, didn't you? You're simple, but not really in a bad way. So you're not denying it. That's not the point. I think it's nice that you could appreciate the finer details in life and not aim for anything too grand. It's intriguing. You're the first person that's ever said that to me. Really? I thought it'd be a pretty common opinion. It isn't, trust me. Everywhere I go, people are always telling me that I aim too low. I don't have any real direction. The lack of direction doesn't necessarily mean you're lost. It just means that you're making your way to the finish without taking any preset route. The conclusion's the same. Not bad. I never expected that much from you. You really don't have much faith in me, do you? Well, even if that was the case in the past, I think it's changed now. I've gained a bit more respect for you. That's practically an insult, but maybe I could accept it as a compliment. At any rate, school isn't a big deal for us. It's just something that students put up with because we have to. And I'm definitely not the only one without a goal. I see. Do your friends bother you about it? From my experience, yeah, it bothers them alright. At least definitely bothers one of them. You haven't changed, Mark. You're still... Yeah, you totally cut her off, idiot. Mara's eyes drift to the ground, lost in the deserted wintry paradise. Cold wind stings in my heart. I told you, I'm fine. No need to worry about me. I told you. I didn't tell her anything. It's just a topic that I instinctively avoid. You're right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry. We danced around each other, tiptoeing on thin ice. Without warning, Myra pulls out a pocket watch. One of the old-fashioned ones, the elegant designs etched into the metal, and checks the time. Oh, it's a bit fun, but I really gotta go. My school is less lenient than I make it sound. Before I can ask about the pocket watch, she skips away. Wait, Myra. Normally I'd wait, but I really don't have time to stick around anymore. I'd like to see you again. Whenever you have time, it doesn't matter. Don't disappear on me. Silly. And we already go over this. Of course I'll find you. With that, she turns the corner and disappears into the snow. And don't be late for school. I wrote those words to an empty park, unsure of why I spoke them. A few minutes after the morning bell finishes its chime, she walks in and my first class begins. I'm on time. Either that or it's 10 minutes late. I audibly slouch in my chair. Let me in. Of course. She'll be here, won't she? After everything that happened before. Not sure what to say to her. Listen to the class is beginning. I better try to pay attention today. Keyword being try. Legit rise before I realize it. Yeah, the whole paying attention thing really doesn't suit me. More importantly, I gotta track down Rin and Lucas to ask about what they were doing the other day. Do you understand now? How the whole ratio is important. I see. This isn't the first time I've said this, but you're a strange guy. Lenny and Lucas were at their usual spot, talking about something. I could hear them from where I'm standing, but they can't see me. Well, I'm not eavesdropping, I'm just checking my watch. Chewing slowly. It might sound strange to you, but it's a key element of character design. When do you expect to learn how to draw? You can't look at things from the perspective of a fan. Well, this is just your impromptu idea. That's not the point. Information like this comes in handy everywhere in life. I like to know even a single place where this might come in handy. That's an insignificant detail. Don't forget. 4 to 1 to 2.5. It's a necessity. I regret asking this. Do you really find those things like that interesting? But of course, it's a vital aspect of my existence. And you're not ashamed at all to talk about it? Not in the slightest? Not even to a girl? Well, maybe a little. There's no need to admit that to you. You weren't planning on saying that, were you? A cunning mastermind like myself makes no mistakes. Occasionally, a slip of the tongue does occur. Something strange. I'm not sure what, but you're a strange guy. Not interested in ordinary humans, so I have no complaints. Lynn's laughs in reaction. But it's not the same way you'd laugh at a sitcom on TV or a bad pun. You're far more transparent than you think. Has anyone ever told you that? Not in recent memory. Damn it, something is not right. You create an identity, pretending to push reality away. But really, you're just... Sorry I'm late! Right into the hall. I don't know when my teacher left the class. What has been up to? I was just talking to Liv about the ideal ratio of... Never mind that. I've been doing Lillian. My only normal friend here. Just the usual. Let's eat. But it makes me hungry. I have my lunch with more vigor than necessary. I seem to notice something's off, but... Never mind, it's lunchtime. That's all. But I remember something as our conversation continued. Not a complete memory, but it's there. Somewhere. It happened by chance. Lucas's binder was left laying on the ground, and a small, brightly colored object stuck out from the front. It was a bookmark. It was a normal bookmark, for the most part, crudely laminated with a plain design. The only notable thing was that I've seen it before. It was laying in Lillian's drawer yesterday, tucked safely away. I'm telling myself that is pointless, but I can't shake the feeling that this memory is somehow relevant. Did Lucas give it to her as a present? That makes sense. But then how does he have the same one? It'd just be a coincidence, but I know it isn't. It's silly. The thing I'm trying to remember is so irrelevant that I forgot it after only a year. And yet, it must have been important to at least one person for it to be stored away so deliberately. Mark, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just... Alright, it's future. Anyway, as I was saying, he continues talking, but my mind is too clouded to make any sense of it. Hang on a moment. That isn't who I think it is it? Look outside, and my suspicion is proven correct. At first, I've only seen one. There are two figures out in the snow. One of them has every right to be there. Though she should probably be sitting with us instead. As for the other... Sorry guys, but I'll be back in a moment. Watch for stuff. Spring to my feet and dash outside. Well, look who decided to show up. It's for breath, I catch them before they reach the entrance. I should be telling you, what are you doing here? In particular, I was bored, so I decided to pay you a visit. At school, of all places. I did say I would come back, didn't I? This just proves that I'm not a liar. That's beside the point. Only if you want it to be. What? You even care about making sense anymore? Don't be mean, babe bro. Myra just bumped into me on the way to school and asked for directions. Then we started talking and she ended up following me here. She's just trying to be friendly. And you don't think that's even remotely creepy? More importantly, this just seems to be quite an interesting person, Mark. Myra puts on a mischievous grin, but she knows something she isn't supposed to, and wants me to know that she knows it. Anyway, what are we idling around here for? Let's go grab something to eat. I already have a lunch. It's okay, junk food tastes better. And I have friends to eat with. Don't you want to eat with your precious childhood friend? Who said you were my childhood friend? I did. Now let's go. Wait. Have fun. So what exactly are these things? Just eat it. What's the worst that could happen? You were trying to poison me. Why'd I do something like that? I'm not sure why you do anything you do. Good point. Then I guess you'll have to live in fear as long as I'm by your side. Sounds like a dream come true. Herb takes a bite out of the fish-shaped snack. Then creeps me out. Not sure if anyone knows inside of them. I heard Rin talking about these once. Something about a character that really liked them. Oh, and what happened? I think she died. That's disappointing. Maybe she comes back to life or something, I don't know. It's not like it's relevant or anything. Yeah, I guess not. That was an odd pause. Anyway, what are you waiting for? Really, you don't want to starve out here after voluntarily choosing to skip lunch. I guess in her world, voluntarily choosing it means being physically dragged from one point to another. You won't know what it's like until you try it. Take a bite. Fine, fine. It's sweet. I know, isn't it great? It's not bad. See? Take another bite. You're like kid in a candy store. Very difficult to please, are you? You implying something? No, I'm asking directly. It's not the point. Now do you see how I feel when I talk to you? If I was lost for a snack, to hide the fact that she's at a loss for words. No way, you don't have to. You look like you don't have a worry in the world. Must be nice. I don't have much to worry about in the first place, right? We can take as long as we need. I smile. It makes me uncomfortable. Anyway, I'm glad you weren't trying to poison me with the thing after all. I told you I wouldn't do something like that. The most I do is try to mess with your social life. That's supposed to be comforting. You're easy to toy with. Yeah, we are. Ugh. So Myra, you don't want to tell me about yourself. You don't want to tell me about yourself, then tell me about your past. The distant past, even. Why do you ask that all of a sudden? You're talking to Rin, right? She must have asked something about you. And I don't think you could have worded your way around it. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, Rue. But still, you must have told her something, right? It's a little unfair that she knows more about you than I do. Her props her chin in her fingers. Fair enough. So, where do I want to start? That's a tricky one. I didn't even think she'd agree. What about your life before high school? What were you doing before we met? You don't pull your punches, do you? She grins awkwardly but continues on. I should have told you this, but I was living in another country a few years ago. It was from the end of junior high to the beginning of high school. Okay, now I'm curious. Feel free to stop talking when you want, but would you mind telling me how you ended up in another country? It's a long story. I can wait. I know, but... She says audibly. Guess at the end of that. I understand. Sorry for prying. Oh no, there's no need to apologize. It's nice to see that you're being open with me. Shouldn't it be the other way around? You haven't told me much about yourself either. Because you already seem to know all there is to know. Can't argue with that. I smirk unconsciously. I feel like I'm talking to an old friend. Well, it's up to you. But I don't think it's helping us grow closer if you don't tell me anything about yourself. I don't mean to hit a nerve, but... You really want to know? I put it that way, I'm not sure. If it's important to you, then I could talk. But only if you promise that you're not just doing it out of curiosity. I stare at her and regret sinks in. Sorry. No, I should apologize. It isn't like me to get this serious. You know, even though I haven't known you long, I think we've talked enough for me to understand just a little bit about you. I know enough to say that you're not suited to being depressed. Hey, you're still human. Humans are allowed to be depressed. How do you explain jumping off the roof and vanishing into the snow? Maybe I'm just a special human. Ninja. A human that can teleport isn't a human. You shouldn't ruin a girl's dreams. Yeah, she's definitely back to normal. You know, you're a lot more childish than I first thought. What, would you rather be act like an elegant lady that lives in a mansion, drinks expensive tea every morning, and goes on a prestigious all-girls high school? That was a very specific example. I don't really get that reference, but you know what? Whatever. I'm not saying that as an insult, I just find it surprising. I think it's kind of nice that you act like this. It makes me feel like I can relate to you. You don't think you can relate to the refined type? Well, no, not really. I don't think many of us can either. Maybe you're right. Well, it's okay. I'm far from refined, as you can see. Mara brushes her hair aside, her dark expression with it. It's who I really am anyway. Just an eccentric kid who enjoys a quiet night of reading. That's how you want to put it. I'm just a weak-willed slacker who would skip school right before exams to talk to a girl he barely knows. Ha ha ha. It's an odd combination, but I think it works. And that's all that matters. Well, let's go. The day's still young. Looks up ahead. Once I follow willingly. It's an odd combination, but I think it works. That phrase reminded my mind as the hours passed. Remember Lillian's downcast eyes as I studied the ripples in her mug of hot chocolate. But that memory is dueling with the strangely captivating performance that Myra is putting on. I can't explain it, but with Myra, it feels as if we've known each other for a really, really long time. Getting attached is dangerous. Check my watch, 2 p.m. School has long since started for the evening, so there's no chance of making it back. Congrats, Myra. You've successfully made me skip class. Really? Pulls out an elegant pocket watch and checks the time. What time does lunch end again? 1 p.m. Well, if you head back, I guess it's alright. I know you're not exactly a top student, so I wouldn't want you failing on my account. She actually be considerate. Probably should head back. But then you're all alone, wouldn't you? I suppose I would. I dragged you to school for a reason, after all. So I'd like it if you stayed. So were you just offering to be polite? I guess you could say that. Somehow I'm not surprised. It's fine. I think this is a worthy sacrifice anyway. Maybe sacrifices are important sometimes. It's true. It's like the concept of risk-taking, isn't it? Think about it. No one likes feeling vulnerable. But in sacrificing the comfort of the status quo, you might get something more valuable than you would have before. I suppose that's right. It is, isn't it? But to be honest, that's the kind of thing that only works in economic textbooks. It's like when you buy a patty, but you're too afraid to take the first bite because it's too hot. Yeah. I guess that's what it comes down to, huh? Humans are naturally afraid of burning their tongues. Yep. I know more about that than anyone else. But I get the feeling that you mean that literally. Oh, you mean we weren't talking about food? Ugh. This sure is a nice place in the winter, isn't it? Can we get our stuff? Like, we just left it at school. Myra stretches out her arms and embraces the chilly wind. The sun is already sinking, and her light hair is almost glowing. You're almost talking like you're new to the place. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I need to say that. My hands in my pockets, grudgingly hiding from the cold. Then cautiously scratch the side of my face. It's always like this in the winter, though. When the snow piles up in parking lots by February, winter is known to be our most beautiful season. I can see why. It's refreshing. Takes a deep breath, and I feel compelled to do the same. Your cheeks turn red from the cold. That's when it hit me. You're not used to the winter, are you? No, I guess I'm not. It didn't occur to me that I'm asking about her past. Well, to be honest, I've spent a lot of years of my life in a place with very mild winters. But I used to live here before, so it's not a major change. I guess you could say it's nostalgic for me. Don't mind me asking, why exactly did you leave the country? You don't have to answer, but it sounds like you really didn't want to go. I never had much of a life here. I was different as a child, too. I wasn't like you and your sister and your friends at school. I never had to worry about the problems that normal kids face, like homework and friendships or romance. There was nothing to tie me to this place, so I left. I guess that doesn't mean I was happy to go. Are you happy now? Sorry, I said too much, didn't I? I didn't mean to make you worry. But I never get to talk about myself, so... To answer your question... Yes, I am happy now. I'm pretty sure. That's all that matters. Slowly, aimlessly, we move forward, footprints following us in the snow. There's something inescapably nostalgic about the early winter sunsets. All of the days when the sun sets before 6 p.m., and it feels like late evening when you're coming home from school. It's a bit wistful. How far do you live, by the way? Oh, you know, not too far, here and there. Should be expected an answer like that from you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I'm talking back to square one after everything we talked about. I can't be too open, can I? That'd ruin the suspense. What goes through this girl's mind? Anyway, there's one thing we forgot to calculate this time. Fisher freezes. That's a weak point. This time. You're gonna finish that sentence or not? Sorry, I wanted to see how long the suspense would last. I think you pushed it a bit too far. Oh, sorry. Anyway, what I was trying to say. I was only asking you where you live to make sure you can stay out this late. Oh, wait, you're worried about me? Worried is the wrong word. I'm just concerned. Yeah, it's the same thing. Regardless, you might live outside the city for all I know. I wouldn't want you to go home too late. It's getting dark, but it's still early. I'll be fine. Yeah, but... Well, you live close enough to get home by yourself, right? I do, don't worry. Although, you just mumble something. I hate when people do that. I said, wouldn't mind if you walked me home anyway. Oh, well. But it's still early, isn't it? There's no need to think about going home yet. Don't get all serious now. You started it. If she do this on purpose, or if she's just nervous as me. My money's on the former. Come on, let's go. You walk too slowly. Alright, I'm coming. I'm even wandering the streets like this. Maybe a couple hours? I just said that out loud. Did it sound at least slightly ridiculous to you? Not really, should it have? Yes, of course it should have. Doesn't our aimlessness bug you even a little? As long as you're having fun, right? I suppose. So we should probably think of somewhere to go. My feet are killing me. You need to improve your stamina. I mean, you're not tired yet. No, not really. But you hardly seem physically fit. Really? Do I come across as a playful, innocent girl with a psychological scar somewhere in her past? Or something like that? When did everyone around me become psychic? I can't imagine you running laps. Anything's possible. I get that reaction a lot. We had a sports day at school once, and everyone thought I wouldn't be able to do a thing for the class. I'm guessing I know what happened next. I won first place in the 200 meter. I was intelligent, sophisticated, and athletic. Don't forget reliable and organized. Great. Don't worry though. I can't do homework to save my life. And I always spill crumbs when I'm eating cookies, so I'm not perfect either. How comforting. I swear, this girl. One of these days, you've got to cure that daydreaming habit. Easier said than done. Can't be that bad. But just try focusing more. Can't. My brain is always working, like a laptop without a power button. It never runs out of batteries. And it can't calculate two-digit products without a pencil and paper. Most people can't. You're too easy. Well, at least I'm always thinking about something. Maybe I'm actually a genius and no one realizes it. A genius that's nearly failing second-year math. It can happen. Geniuses don't have to be... I'm about to say smart. But that wouldn't be very genius-like of me. Don't have to be academically successful to be intelligent. I could just be, I don't know, deep. I hate to admit it, but you might be right. You have to learn to control your mind. A powerful brain is being wasted on a person like you. Just remember, this brain decided to sacrifice a valuable half-day of school, most likely missing a test or two, with an evening with a girl it hardly knows. I never said an unsophisticated brain couldn't be a nice one. Moment number 2? Still isn't very good at this. Okay, now my feet are really hurting. Isn't that what we were originally talking about? It is, isn't it? Conversation is about to go on another tangent before I realized what she was doing. Come on. Even you must be tired by now. Just a little. Score. See? Why don't we sit down somewhere? Somewhere warm. Well, if you're that tired, I know a place we can go. Miss Myra limping slightly as she walks ahead. Either your leg is broken or you're as tired as I am. Alright, fine, you win. That's what I thought. I'm not cold yet. We're staying outside. Is it even an official path? It's official enough. I don't know officialness worked on a spectrum. A well-shoveled and silted city sidewalk, with stores and lounges and food on every corner. I somehow found myself climbing up a snow-covered hill in the middle of nowhere. I didn't even begin to fathom why I trusted Myra's idea of a nice place to relax. You know, it's probably dangerous. He's go here all the time in the past, it'll be fine. Probably illegal as well. No worries, we still have better things to do than to patrol an old hill in the corner of the city. I have better things to do than to climb an old hill in the corner of the city, but I'm still doing it. Well, as long as we don't die, I guess I'm fine with it. We probably won't die. Either way, you're climbing below me, so I'll land on you as we fall. In other words, you probably won't die. Precisely. Don't worry though, I'm light. Nothing can kill you that easily. Yeah, it isn't the problem here. Oh, look, it's so tough. What exactly is so special about this place to begin with? We'll find out soon enough, come on! Myra beckons me to climb faster. With my frozen toes and soaking wet socks, I follow. Oh. What can I say? This is beautiful. It takes a lot for someone like me to say that. See? I told you it's worth it. I would love to see it, though. Like... I take a deep breath. The hill is overlooking the city. It's pretty stunning. Is there any reason for that huge tree to be planted here? Actually, yes, there is. You can't tell right now. It's actually a cherry blossom tree. It was donated by a local CEO of a multinational company. It's been growing here ever since. That's pretty impressive. From what I heard, he planted it here. Oh, he planted it here to mark what he deemed to be the most beautiful place in the city. I seem to know an awful lot about this person. Well, I read a lot of books. Somewhat of a legend in the city, too. It's only natural that I know about him. Actually, I think I've heard the story before. What's his name? Kennedy? Was it Kendrick? Leonard Kinsley. Close enough. The company he formed has close ties with East Asia as well. That's why he chose a cherry tree. Yes, it does. Both a business gesture and a sentimental one. Sounds like a great man. He is. But... that last word. But... what? He started it. It's a blessing and a curse. Just think about it. Your story's a glamorous one, right? The way he fought against the odds, overcoming his rivals, a tale of human courage and willpower. But what about the people he left behind? There's a lot of emptiness. Not for him, really. people who weren't there to witness the struggle against the world. Don't worry about it. You're fine now, right? It hurts. If you're fine now, there's nothing else to worry about. As simple as that. The wind sings a hollow song in the silence. But if you want to cry, then it's okay. It's alright. I'm fine, really. But thank you for the offer. Words vanish into the twilight. She sits there mere inches from me, shielded by a glass wall. The closest we've ever been. I never felt so far. But I'll never forget this, the cold wind in her warm shoulder an inch from mine. One of those rare, precious moments when you realize that each passing second is being written as memory. Oop, date change. Thursday, December 16th. Day 5. Trust. Cold. This place is cold. Well, alright. You know what? I'm gonna end this episode here. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.